Welcome back to Seasons, a devotional based on my book by the same name. You don't need to buy the book unless you would like to, because I think these devotions stand on their own. But if you do want to buy it, go over to Amazon. Let's be honest, we have little opportunity to actually learn the discipline of patience in today's world of rapid-fire emails, texting, instant downloads, and high-speed internet. If a website takes more than a nanosecond to load, most internet users surf on to the next site. You no longer even have to stand in line when you go see a movie. You can just download the app and buy your ticket, bypass the people at the box office, and go straight to the person who takes your tickets. It's becoming increasingly difficult, therefore, for us to trust God to fulfill His promises in His time, especially for those of us who have grown up in the age of all things instant. However, God's perfect will must be executed at exactly that right moment. He knows what He's doing. It demands that we submit our agendas and our calendars into the hands of the one who knows our futures, and He knows what's going to be around the corner, and He holds all of our time in His hands. Our divine midwife knows the exact hour and the exact moment. His promises are ripe and mature and ready to be birthed into life. Here's a quote by George MacDonald. His language is a little bit archaic, so you got to think about it, maybe rewind and listen to the quote again just to get the meat of it. He, speaking of God, may delay because it would be not safe to give us at once what we ask. We are not ready for it. To give before we could truly receive would be to destroy the very heart and hope of prayer. The delay itself may work to bring us nearer to our help, to increase the desire, perfect the prayer, and ripen the receptive condition. Patience is a virtue, and it is something that we need to mature in our lives, and the only way we can mature it is by practicing it. I've heard the saying, never pray for patience, because then God is going to help you develop patience by delaying everything in your life, and you're going to be stuck in traffic jams and all these different things. I think God teaches us patience as we wait to see His promises come to fruition in our lives by building trust. As we develop trust in God, we'll find it easier to be patient and to wait for God to bring what we are praying for and the promises that He has made to us about what we have been praying for to come to fruition at exactly that right moment. But if we don't trust God, there'll be a tendency for us to storm God and remind Him again and again and again that we have prayed into this, so why isn't anything happening? There's nothing wrong with being intense and direct in our prayer life, but when we accuse God of not coming through with what He promised to do, that's when we cross the line. And it's usually a sign of a heart that has not yet learned to fully trust God. Here's a little practical application that you can begin to instill in your life right now. If you do keep a prayer journal or something like that, go back and remember to write the answer to that prayer and the date that prayer was answered. If you don't have a prayer journal, that's okay, but do begin to write down or record somehow the answers to prayer that you have seen in your life, and make special note of those answers to prayer that didn't happen as quickly as you had hoped they would happen. But when you look back on them in hindsight, you can see with the luxury of hindsight just how perfect God's timing was, and how if anything had come to fruition before the time that prayer was answered, it would have been premature, or the full crop wouldn't have been ripened yet. The more you recall the answers to prayer and the rewards that patience have brought into your life, the more that you will learn to trust God, and the more you're going to be able to have patience.